What fact is ignored generously? That just because someone tells you something is a fact doesn't mean that it is. Make sure to do your research. I'll take your word for it. You have blinkers for your car so that you can tell other drivers that you're changing lanes. Fun fact, it's the law. And you need to put them on before you start to move lanes. Older doesn't always mean wiser. Wisdom is obtained from what you do with your time, it's not about how much time you've had. Just remember, stupid people get old too. Just because it's legally allowed doesn't mean you're not a douchebag for doing it. Example, free speech isn't freedom from consequence. You legally can say, near, whatever you want, doesn't mean people won't call you a dick for it. r/Shamithy asshole. The importance of getting 7 to 9 hours of sleep every single night. To add to this, 7 to 9 hours of sleep is not the same as a 7 to 9 hour sleep opportunity window. If you're giving yourself a 7-hour sleep opportunity window, you are not getting 7 hours of sleep. Probably more like 6. The only people who generously ignore this fact are schools. Humans overestimate what they can do in a day and underestimate what we can achieve in a year. Facts. I feel like this is switched. I oftentimes have lots of things to get done in a day and don't think I'll be able to get to all of them, but then I can actually get through it without issue. Contrarily, I often have big hopes for what will happen a year ahead but never end up following through. Everyone is a huge hypocrite when it suits them. Including me. The irony of this statement is that if you're ever in a situation where being a hypocrite would suit you but you aren't a hypocrite, then you are a hypocrite because you said you would be but weren't. One heroin addict tells another heroin addict, hey, you should really stop doing heroin. Being a hypocrite doesn't make you wrong. The number of people who die after a war to consequences of war, hunger, disease, etc., are not counted in the statistics. Sometimes many times more as well. A large battle can kill tens of thousands, wars many times that, but disease can absolutely wreck countries. As an example of an underrated disease, the plague of Justinian is estimated to have killed 30 to 50 million people in a time when the human population was 100 million. No war, no matter how brutal, maybe except nuclear, can kill 30 to 50% of humanity. Talking for France here, some people who died between the 9th and the 11th of November 1918 were not counted as dead these days, because that would be quite awful for a family to learn that your husband/brother/son/father died the last day before the war stopped. That we all have confirmation bias. In my studies I found that I do not. Oh wait. This annoys me so much because I am a scientist, and so many scientists will act on their biases thinking they're being completely rational. And have trouble mixing subjective opinions with facts, especially when people are involved. Edit, people are focusing on the scientific results angle. While this is definitely a party of it, I will also highlight the extensive issues in how science has done relating to how minorities are treated in STEM, and how many argue these are not due to biases by scientists as if they're not capable of having them. Just because some people are naturally talented doesn't mean you shouldn't work hard. Hard work can beat talent when talent doesn't work hard, as my undergrad advisor was fond of saying. Also goes the same for the talented people. Engage ego mode. I did pretty well in classes, the information seemed to go in well and in could get it back out when it came to tests too. I never did any revision. I got through college with middling grades because I thought my good memory and previous success without effort would be enough. Just wish I realized it sooner. But yeah, just because you're good at something without effort you should still put in effort, because then you might be great. You are not immune to propaganda. Fun word fact, the term propaganda originally referred to a Catholic Church committee for propagating the faith during the Counter-Reformation. This comment was brought to you by Big Etymology. Most people seem to think that free press equals no propaganda or no biased views. Although free press is 1,000 times better than state-controlled fundamentally biased propaganda media, it is still flawed. Depends on the agenda of the people doing the ignoring. People only care about the facts that agree with them. Mob mentality doesn't mean you are right. This needs to be higher. Will solve 85% of the world's problems. Edit, no. What have I done? Take notes, Reddit. Facts aren't opinions. I wish I could upvote this a million times. I'm getting really sick and tired of people who argue 2 points, where one is arguing from evidence-based facts, the other is arguing from a YouTube conspiracy video, and the second tries to take the high road with, you have your opinion, I have mine. No, you fucking window licker, person A has facts, you have idiocy. Giving birth to a kid doesn't make you an expert on raising them. Nor do they owe you for being born. A lot of people need to realize this. Also, we don't owe the parents. I don't mean our own. I mean Karen who shares that post of moms deserve to be first in line at Starbucks cause you just had to do homework last night while I had to put screaming kids to bed. It's not our fault you got pregnant. Wait in line like everyone else. Admitting to a mistake is not a sign of weakness. Bending over backwards to cover it up and pretending like it never happened is. It's in your best interests too. If you don't own your mistakes, others will and may use them against you. In my adult life, the most valuable lesson I've learned has been to admit mistakes and try to learn from them. Bosses treat you so different when you come to the admitting what you did and telling them how you'll fix it. Just because I don't agree with you doesn't mean I hate you. And conversely, just because I agree with you, doesn't mean I like you. France didn't stop executing people by guillotine until 1977. And slavery wasn't legally considered a crime against humanity until 2001. Comparatively speaking, it was a humane way of executing people. Being rich doesn't mean you're great with money or someone who should be trusted with business decisions. Or smart. People love to assume that. And being rich doesn't mean you have class. Subscribe for more hot Reddit takes in your inbox, guaranteed.